Hello there to all of my fellow market traders and profit takers. We're going to review the US dollar to franc week ending of July 11th, 2014 here at YourForexUniversity.com. I am your Forex University professor, and here we go. We're going to take a look at this weekly chart of the dollar franc, and we've got lines all over the place, but that's a good thing because we have the science of analysis on our side. Taking a look here, we can see where we've got some crossings from weeks past, trend lines creating price levels. Right now, we're in the first bullish move on the weekly chart in quite some time. If you take a look at this running line here, this trend line, it was finally broken, and we barely crossed the high, but that was enough. I mean, it's the first time we really did an actual move to the north like that. But we still have this running line right here. We haven't made it to that one yet, and we have at this point a resistance level here around this 9097 area. So if the bullishness is able to make it to that, we'll definitely see the reaction here. But right now, we're very consolidated. And the reason being is that on the one hand, we've got a bullish move that took place here. When we closed above this trend line, this running trend line here, and broke its high, and we moved forward. We came back and retraced on the Fibonacci level. That's the wrong place to this Fibonacci level. I really want to put right here, because that's where the move for the correction from the breaking point would be. It's still here hammered at the 382, and it's moving forward. Now this is the catch. This is why I moved it, because it's one of our techniques in determining short-term profit. Notice we went back to the original zero level here and went heading back down. That's bearish. We would have liked to have seen it make its way back at least to this area here, or at least to the 125 extension. It would have given us more promise, even though there was small profit to take here. But what I'm saying is that this does not confirm our move to the north very well. It's weak. As a matter of fact, let's throw an RSI at this and see, because I want to see this double bottom. I want to see on these two bottoms, what kind of strength do we have with those two. You find an RSI and throw it in. Come on, I know you're in here somewhere. There we go. RSI. Put it in. Okay, well, it's fairly decent amount of strength compared to the two here. Let's cross compare it here. Not bad. So that gives us a little hope in terms of it being a bullish move, but still, we'll have to see how this plays out. Now also keep in mind this trend line right here, actually because of this hammer, you could actually put another trend line or move it to this point, because this is the first real bottom point outside of this move that was here. This was just trying to keep up with it. So we could become a little bit more conservative here. But even in doing so, look at where the cross here comes in, right in here at 89.40. We've touched it and fallen below it. So what we're going to do, let's get this out of our way. Now that we've used it and we don't really have much use for it now, we have to look at this last bar. This is a small range here. It It's not an inside bar, but because it did break that high, but it's bearish. So what we want is to look for some kind of action on this trend line if we're going to try and get along, but we need to break past this trend line as well. And this is a target if we're going long. And also down here at 88.18 would be a point of the first point of trying to reverse back long. And we'll even consider taking shorts on this trend line here, or even at this marker of the 89.30s. Actually, it's not quite the right. It's more like right here, the 89.40. We look at that in the quick view, looking for it to give us a little resistance if it wants to push back down, because right now we are underneath our weighted closes here. Okay, we're closing underneath that. That's bearish. Okay, so we might see some more movement back down again before we can get a boost to go forward in terms of this actual long move that took place actually taking place. And again, remember, we're on a weekly chart right now, so we're talking a long-term scenario. Let's move into a daily chart. Pull up a daily profile. Frank, we did get a close below a trend line, a very steep trend line of that, but it did support on this level here of the 89.07. Move forward for a day, and then on the last day, of course, Friday, reversing the direction of the previous day, shorting, hitting that trend line. It started after this close and breach. So at the beginning of this day, this trend line was created actually to have been, we just moved it here actually, okay? But now it's here. So we can, in a very short term, look for 89.07 again, but that's very aggressive. A very aggressive move to try and go forward. We could try and play this channel area between here and here, between the 89.07 and the 89.40 for a minute, but it's going to break loose from that eventually, very quickly. I don't think it's going to lay there very long. So that's pretty much an analysis on the front. Let's RSI this real quick. I don't think it's anything here that can help us with strength-wise. Okay, now we did have that double bottom. This is the same double bottom that was shown in the weekly here and here. But right now, we're seeing divergence here. So it's waning. This is waning on the daily. It's weakening out. We've got levels that we're in right now. It might shine for a day or two, maybe for the rest of the week, but I don't think so. I think we're going to see more movement on this. Also, you can give yourself a Fibonacci from the highs and lows that we have from this point to this point. So we're at the 382, we've already been to the 50. So that, we don't want to keep revisiting those, because that usually means it's going to bust through them and they're going to hold, especially when the long-term trend has been to the short side for so long. And then looking back here in the retracement of the downward movement, we've already touched the 50% retracement. And we're on our way back. We're coming back down. So, yeah, this move to the upside is probably going to be short-lived. We're going to see some movement back before we can get any more bullishness out of the frame. So, let's see how that works out. We have to just pay attention. Pay attention to quick view, pay attention to it every day as it goes along, and what it does, whether it closes below any of the support levels, whether we break loose and close above any of these resistance levels. And we just play these channels for a minute. until something comes along that says for us to do otherwise. All right, there we are on the franc. And one other quick thing I just saw is that we're actually in a channel now. It's a very long-term channel on this daily chart. Let me show you. Put in a little rectangle or something to highlight this area. Right here. Yeah, we're in there. Okay. Get rid of that. We don't need to keep that in there. Okay, that's it for the US dollar to franc. I'm your Forex University professor at your Forex University, hoping that all your trading days are profitable.